But with that being said, everybody, just because I have to restart my PC and I don't feel like renaming the title to go back into hopefully Majora's Mask, I don't want to do that whole long side quest anyway. With that being said, hello, welcome to a game 4chan made 14 years ago, which really hurt me because I remember when this game came out. I wasn't on 4chan, I just remember when this game came out. Katawa Shojou. Now, for those of you who don't know the wild ride you're gonna get into, buckle up because the beginning is nowhere near the end. So I want you to hold out for a little bit and stick with me. I know that a ragtag pal gang, well, they actually never met. A ragtag gang of non-before programmers. Yeah, the people who made this never made a game before, and half of them never programmed before. Wrote stories that are so good, they still hold following today. So with that being said, let's play a game made by one of the best games that could ever be made by the worst community in existence. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy far out into sight from the teachers and fellow students. But now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in the cold. I can't remember who Hiyaso is. Oh god. Okay, back. Oof. Okay, I have time. You still see options menu? Oh god damn it! God damn it! That only took several minutes to fix, but we're working now. Just how long am I expected to wait here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 p.m. Ah, yes, the note. Flipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of a letter in the locker type deal. But at least this way, it shows a little bit of initiative. As part of the meaning of the note, snow gradually reaches. Snowflakes silently falling into the white-petaled sky is the only sign of time passing in the strange world. Their slow descent from the upon the frozen forest makes them seem like time has slowed down to a crawl. A rustle of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupted by a quiet mold. Someone's approaching me from behind. Hisato? You came? A hesitating, barely inaudible questioning. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as much as them, and never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn my face to the voice of my dreams. My heart begins to race. Iwanko, I got the note telling me you want to wait here. Is this yours? Damn it! I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the best I can come. It's pathetic. Yeah. I asked a friend to give you the note. I'm so glad you got it. A shy, joyous smile that makes me tense, so I can make a single muscle, even if I turn. Fuck! Couldn't move a single muscle, even if I tried. Cat view spot. Oh, purple heart. That purple heart. Purple heart. What are you going on about with your bot having a? Anyone who doesn't know, purple. Hi, shiny. More romance? Yeah, Majora's Mask broke, so I have to play Katawa Shojou, a game made by 4chan. 14 years ago, which really hurts. Purple, I know you're still here, man. What the hell is up? What is up with that in-joke we have now? You can't be having that, bot. My auto bot detection is better than your bot, buddy. Anyway. A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I can barely move a single muscle even if I tried. I'm so happy. It feels like I'm having a heart attack. My heart is pounding now, as if it's trying to burst out of my chest and claim the girl for itself. So, here we are out in the cold. Once again, the wind spells and branches. What is the cacophony of noise is music in my ears. Awanko flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she writes herself as I'm supported by some newfound confidence. Her eyes lock with mine as she lazily twirls her long dark hair around her finger. What I should ask is, I know Beef hasn't. Shiny, have you played this game before? Anyone else played this game before? I'm been playing for this game for for the first time in a long time, and I really wish my dyslexia was a lot better. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows ever louder. My throat is tight. I doubt I could ever force a word out, even if I tried. You see, I wanted to know if you wanted to go out with me. Stand there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. I wanted to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point. Lucille? I reached up to massage my throat. But this only sends spikes of blinding pain down my arms. Lucille? My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which should open with terror. Lucille! The beating in my chest suddenly stops. Then echo weak at the knees. The world around me, a canopy of bare branches dull of winter, we saw running towards me. All these fade to black. Last things I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Isao screaming for help and the insistent clanker of the branches above. Yeah, that's right. We literally start the game by having a heart attack. We fumble. People, if you ever wonder what's the worst that could happen when you try to ask someone out, it's not you. It's literally you fumble the bag so hard you have a heart attack. Everybody put F in the chat for respects for this man. He fumbled so hard. He got the school idol without even trying. Fumbled so hard, he had a heart attack. By the way, I'm finally starting to work on a game. Wish you luck. This 3. Heart attack for love? Heart attack for love, exactly. Also, Shiny, if you need help with the game, please, I want more experience with voice acting, please. I will do literally all of the voices if you want to give me voice direction. Please, for the love of please, I want to get better at it. Please, help, please, if you need anything, I'll be the character that dies for no reason. Engineering, Delta. If you notice, there's only like 4 or 5 people who actually worked on the game. Production, CPL, Crud, Suku. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, this game was made by 4chan. Like 4 to 5 people, I think, on 4chan. I think people came out, and taking up over people. But like the majority of the routes were made by 1 person each. When everything is together, that's when they were like all putting stuff together and doing a hodgepodge of stuff. But once the routes like divulge, which you're gonna see who I'm gonna pick, she's a lovely, lovely lady. But every route is made just by 1 person from 4chan. The deviants at 4chan, dude, it's insane. They won't have much voice acting, but you can probably work it is. But you can probably work it in. Thank you. I could really use the help because on my own, I'm like, okay, here's what I need to do. Here's what I need to imitate. Okay, coming up with it on mind without any sort of understanding, I'm like, huh? And sometimes it'll work good. Other times it's garbage, like you know. I just want help at getting better. That's all. Anyway. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. We literally just have a heart attack and we fumble the bag so bad. And that whole time, I can probably count on the times I left the hospital room unsupervised from one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time if you're ever left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my own situation. Arrhythmia. Strange word. Foreign, alien one. Once you won't be having the same room with. Rare condition. It seems that the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently, I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that it would go so long without even anything happening. We'll be unpaid because you're low-key broke. I just want experience. Literally, you can just pay me an experience. It's literally just pay me an experience. Redeemed. What are we even talking about? Hello, Jimmy. Hello. Welcome in. This game was made by the forum. Literally a few people in the forum called 4chan, which I'm sure you've heard of, which is probably just a bunch of deviant groups. A group of deviant people who love to complain, throw the worst stuff around because it's an anonymous board group, right? Some of them got together and made a romance game that is unironically one of the best romance games that I have ever played. And I'm pretty sure people still don't know who the creators are of it. And that's this game. So when at the beginning we were being confessed to by a girl, we were so happy we had a heart attack because we have arrhythmia and our heart almost killed us. And it's been 4 months since then. And this is the beginning of it. My stream crashed, so I had to restart my PC and all that and all that. Yeah. But Shiny, if you're fine with terrible voice acting, trying to help me rein it in and get good, please. Oh my god, I want to get better so bad, but I need other ears. I need other ears to tell me, damn, you're garbage. It's a miracle that I appreciate it my whole life. I really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think got hit harder than I was. Practically had 2 hemorrhages at once. I'd already had a full day of them to adjust everything. I already had a full day by then to adjust everything. To them, it was all fresh. They've been willing to sell our host in order to pay for my care. Of course there was no cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay in the hospital to reciprocate a few of the treatments. When I first was admitted, I felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and the get-well gifts began to trickle down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me over the simply has begun to turn into a class project. Same, bro. That's happened to me before. God, I was hospitalized for like 2 months. I got one 3 days in. You know what they did on day 4? They gave my desk to a different kid in class. And it would do, I feel it. I feel that so hard. Maybe some people are genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had any visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents really came by on a regular basis. My one was the last one to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We haven't really had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch a subject that was between us that snowy day ever again. Hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. Doctors and nurses feels so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they're in a hurry to have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. The first month or so, I asked other cardiologists every time I saw him for a rough estimate when I'd be able to leave. Never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me that if I want to see the treatment and surgeries worked. So I highly observed the scar those surgeries left on my chest, slowly changed the appearance over time, thinking as if it was kind of an omen. You should play the economy when you can. Trust. Shiny only had odds against their favor, lost 6 times, and then I evened out the favor, and then they still lost 6 times. You should play the economy. Trust. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not to be dispatched. I'm disappointed anymore when I don't really reply. The way he shuffles around, the answer shows that there's at least some hope. Trust. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't really know why. I just did. Maybe it was just the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I started reading instead. There's a small library in the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom of books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. Found that I liked reading, and I liked to even become a bit of an addict. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. I loved the stories. That's what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other. differing only by a book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred at into some sort of gooey mess, and I was trapped inside instead of moving within. A week could go by without me even noticing it. Sometimes I paused in realization that I didn't even know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me was so painfully crashed in my consciousness. Though the barrier of non-balance I had set up for myself. Through the barrier of non-balance that I set up for myself. God, dyslexia. Pages of my book would start to feel sharp. And burning hot heaviness in my chest would become even so hard to bear. I had to put the book aside, just down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that only happened rarely. I couldn't even cry. Today the doctor comes and gives me a smile. He says he's excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since last seen them. Both of them have been sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There's a ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time, skirting his papers, then setting them down as if he's make a pointlessness as he just did. Then he just casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to me, looks me in the eyes for a moment. Hello, Isato! How are you doing today? I don't even answer him, just smile just a little bit, just back at him. I believe that you're going home. Your heart is stronger than I believe that you're going home. Your heart's stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be able to be fine. We have all the medication to start out. I'll give your father the prescription. The doctor hands a sheet of paper towards my dad. His expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hand, only to take a look at myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? Hallucinations, verbal, femicide, cold extractions, dilutions, 125 milligram, 12 milligram, morphine, it's all going black. The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems immaculable. And they all blend together in a sea of letters. This is insane. Side effects, adverse side effects, contradictions, dosage, wrestling above the line with cold precision. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes my head feel even worse. All this, the rest of my life? Every day? I'm afraid that this is the best I forgot. I'm afraid this is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence does that bolster in that? I wouldn't have felt better if you hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe it is best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please, calm down, Isato. Listen to what the doctor has to say. I'm giving the dad, like, a stuck in the back of my throat type deal. I'm making the dad a Raj surfer dude solely because I know he's never gonna come up again. Calm down. The way he says that to me tells me I know he must like I knew full well that I couldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. Well, I believe that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it is wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're not sure your medication is suitable. So, I've spoken with your parents about a transfer. The school is called Yamako Academy, that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Surf's up? Dude, whenever that dad's coming up, he's getting this full surfer bro treatment. Disabled? What? Am I? It has only been 24, it has a 24-hour nursing staff that is only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It is designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping them nearby. Dependence? The schools are for disabled kids. Don't even try to disguise that fact. It was really for that free that wouldn't need a 24-hour nursing staff. I wouldn't be making a hospital the young guy's selling point. Of course, that is only if you want to go, but your mother and I... Oh, of course, it is only if you want to go. But your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out and had to look at a couple of weeks back. I think you'd really like it, dude. Music is giving vibes. Yeah, dude, I kid you not. None of the people who made this game made games before. There's only rumors because they're not online anymore that they're in the... that immediately after this, they were like in... They got respectable jobs in the game industry and are currently still working in the game industry. I kid you not. This was made by Fortron by people who didn't make games before. And they made the music, they made the story, they made the art. Granted, the art is pretty much just a muted, photorealistic picture with some animation in the background. But still, they made it all without any experience. It's insane. Looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to the other problems, some people with your condition truly tend to live long lives. You'll need a good job one day, and it's a good opportunity to continue your education. This is an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamned opportunity. Well, you should be excited for a chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school. Well, it's not the same one. Special school. That's an insult. This is what that's what I would say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All the students over there are pretty active in their own way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but it's just a little help, in one way or another, dude. My father is right, and many other graduates of the school have gone to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by the disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. This is what a disability is. I really don't hate something that's so important. Fuck. I really hate that something so important is decided for me. What can I do about it? I know my life is out of question now. It's funny. I always thought my life would actually go and be boring, but now I miss it. I wanted to protest. I wanted to blame the slack for the reaction to shock and fatigue. I could easily yell at something out by now. Something about how I could only go back to the schools anyway, but no. I don't say anything. Fact is, I know it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all of this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me even feel the slightest bit of different. It really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what is it even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. Let me try. Clean slate can't be a bad thing. This is all I can think of to get me through. That's all I can think of to get me through this. I just have something even. I just have something. Even if it is a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start from a life that's over. From life that isn't over. It'd be a mistake to just go and resign myself to think about it. At the very least, I'll try and see what new life will get me. Hey everyone, I sound like that one guy from Classroom of the Elite, but he can't remember how he's portrayed, so I'm just continue doing a dog shit voice act. Better than Aaron Hansen, just talking in surfer dude voice the whole time. They get look too pompous for what it actually is. In fact, gays in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black rock, iron, and green plaster assembles to a whole world that didn't feel welcomed at all. Wondered if it looked like the gate of a school would look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably not. Of course, I didn't want to get stuck thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. You're gonna get very familiar with the focus of this washed out, photorealistic oil-drawn painting of a washed-out school. So I walked towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with a brisk pace. I'm alone, since my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and so I was surprised to be someone who's waiting for me. Grass are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds a school would have. Like a park, with a clean walkway going past the trees and smell of fresh cut grass on the outside, and all their park-like things. Words like clean, hygienic, pop in my mind. It makes me shudder. Give me a second. That's probably gonna be like way too low, but it's genuinely good music, but like still a little too loud. I shake them off and suddenly open my mind now. And stay open-minded now. It's a new life after all. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I told myself, at least. A few big buildings behind the leafy behind the leafy canopies. Too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought. I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is my new school. In the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling was real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't really see anyone else here. It's kind of eerie. Makes me wish that somebody else was here so I can anchor myself in something tangible instead of having my feelings like I've stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with a wind of green hues flashing all around and catching my attention. It makes me think about hospitals again, about how they all have the operating rooms and painting green because the green is a common color. So, what am I supposed to feeling so anxious despite all this green scenery? Only after I stand in front of the huge main building, I surprised myself in realizing why the gate bothered me. It was my last chance to turn back. Even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering, there's absolutely no way I could go back to anything anymore. Feeling nervous with all this realization, I said in my mind, I opened the front door. A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. Huh? You must be, the Iki? Nakai. Ah, so you are. Excellent. I'm your new teacher, the science teacher. My name's Matto. Welcome. We exchange a handshake, and neither was firm nor sloppy, and it looks like he looks at his watch. The head nurse said he'd be brief check-in, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yeah, after that's cool. Yeah, the afternoon's probably fine. We should get going to introduce yourself to the rest of the class. They're waiting for you already. Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow not knowing what's waiting for me makes me feel even more nervous. Speaking of this, I almost missed that teacher's going. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Of course. Why? Okay, guys. 1 for of course, 2 if why. 1 for of course, 2 if why. 14 years ago, being 2012 is crazy. You don't have to remind me I'm getting old. I'm only 20. I'm 24 and what is that? Next week is the 30th. 16 days from there, 28 days. I think I'm 24 and 28 days. Okay. Of course, why not? In 28 days, I'm turning 24. You don't have to remind me I'm getting old. You don't have to. Yeah, sure. I mean, isn't that normal? Of course, but not everyone likes to be with the center of attention. Probably the only one that's people. But I guess I should be given my first go at impressing myself. Right, but it's no problem. Let's go then. My heart is pounding my chest as it keeps me thinking about the condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third floor of the room in the third floor quarters marking the classroom in class 3-3. Ato opens the doors and enters. Good morning, everybody. Sorry to be late again. I hesitate for a split second and up the door, freezing at the spot. Ah, you get a grip. Get a grip. This is a big step, I know that. But there isn't any point to worrying so much about it. At least not in this room. Hey! Look, we got our asshole best friend in the back right-hand corner. We got Haruhi Suzumi in the front left. We got one of best girls in the second to top right. You got hot tanned aloof lady in the bottom right. We got so many pivotal great characters. Happy early birthday in case I missed stream closest to it. Yeah, it happens I think on the Sunday. Give me a quick second. I need to fact check. Anyway, with those stream plans worked out, and that probably took like 5 minutes, let's get back to this. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so that I have to meet the curious gaze of my new students. Noted, you would be awake to watch. Look, you could sleep on my birthday. You don't need to be here. You take care of yourself, please. Drac cake reveal? Look, you want me to... I've doxed what I look like before. I've showed what I look like in a size Japanese small. I'm pretty fit. Oh no, wait, that was in the short. If you go to my YouTube channel, if you look at the accidentally ripping in half orange juice, you will see me. That is me in front of a mirror with a size Japanese small HoloLive shirt that is white. If you look hard enough, and realize it's low quality enough, you can see what I look like, just bare skin. But you can get a cake reveal. It'll be a cake reveal. Which cake am I talking about? Who knows? I follow the teacher in the class and walk around partially, but yeah. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high, and there's lots of space left around in between desks. The entire wall taken up with blackboards and high, old-fashioned windows make up the even larger. There's some desks, just standard wooden desks, and the shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs and frames and simple and efficient. You see, I am old enough to know when schools still had these desks. I had these desks for so long in my career before there was like a hard top, like plastic desk, and then you go into high school and then you have even shittier quality desks. It's like middle school, they got a budget raise, and then high school, again, they're like, you're going to college anyway soon enough, so like, why would we care? It is like, I spent so much time with these desks. I stop walking in front of the classroom and face the students. They all look normal. Since it's any other school, but hey, why would they be here? They're probably like me with something wrong with them. It's just not immediately obvious. Then I noticed that one of the girls seems to be missing one of their thumb on her right hand. It's a little jarring. Wait, who's missing the thumb on their right hand? I can't remember who's missing the thumb on her right hand. I can't remember. I know it's not nice to laugh at people, especially in this context for whatever is going on. But look at the dude's face. Look at. Oh, you can't see my cursor. You can't see my cursor. Look at the guy in the like in like the he's the only male in this photo right here. Male presenting with pants. Look at the only person with pants in this photo without a blazer on. His face is so, it looks like he got caught yawning, but he also had to take such a large fart that the girl beside him is looking, did you really just do that? And it's like, fuck, nobody heard that, right? Nobody heard that. He absolutely looks like that. Despite the natural tendency to listen to when somebody's talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I notice the flash of her dark hair. You see that someone's looking at me. A girl with really long, straight hair and pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands just to make herself feel invisible. There was one with a boy who came leaning against one of the lockers in the rear. That was the other one. In the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some sort of weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me out of the rims of the glasses. I think you're the blue-haired one in this stream right here. She peers over me with the rim of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she was doing. She's kind of cute. And so it's the so is the cheery-looking girl in the pink hair. That's the one to her side who's sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I really don't know. Didn't notice her the moment I walked in. Please welcome. I came up with the voice I gave him. Please welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands together and so does everyone else, except one girl in the first row who has one hand. I cringe a little and hide it by showing my thanks and applause and nod at presents. It looks like high cholesterol and a heart attack. I wasn't gonna say it, but you made me say it, so the Netherlands are the racist ones. You heard it here, folks. Specious ones? Ableist. Confirmed word is ableist. If you have high cholesterol and a heart attack, don't go to the Netherlands. Don't go to the Netherlands. Don't go to the Netherlands. Hey, you're the one who wrote it. You're the one who wrote it. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So I'm Tisao Nakai. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along with everyone here, even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. I should say something more exciting. I end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up me for it. Everyone seems to be satisfied, even with the little I said, though. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have been going worse. I listen to the teacher as he drones on about getting along with the others. My gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently to what he's done. They clap their hands together which feels a little weird to begin to do. The first row of girls claps around, and with her one hand against the other and a wrist that ends with a bandage stump. Who is the bandage stump? I think it might be the one on the far right. It might be the far right girl. Makes me feel a little bad. We're going to be doing some group work today. So I'll give you the next chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, I'm fine with that. I know I gave him a scruff voice. I can't remember the voice I gave him. You see, Doctor, what I don't understand is I should give him a Columbo voice. It kind of looks like a young Columbo. Escort. You can work with Hakamachi. She's the class representative. Explain everything that you might need to know. And who else would be able to do with anything better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignment and announces that I'll be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Hachimachi is, though. Slow. Watch me is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my hopeless expression. Oh! Right, Doctor, you see. Hachimachi is right over there. She's me, Hachimachi. As he calls out her name, a cute, bubbly-looking girl with a bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hands at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Hey, I guess you're Hachimachi, right? It's nice to meet you. You have 0 proof I did a Rosemi-sama, but I am going to do 100% Rosemi-sama. I can't speak with the French lisp, but I will try my best to do Ojo-sama voice. What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you, but I'm not Hachimachi. I'm Misha. This is Hachimachi. Sachan. Giggling, Misha points over the girl next to her. I see her using sign language before. It's like she's been staring at me this whole time. She nods once, she nods slightly to show that she's acknowledged my presence. But only barely. She's a short... The audio made me think my PC just immediately crashed. It took a weird turn in the sound and I got so scared for a hot second. I literally had a hot flash. Yet carefully, neatly brushed hair. A pair of oval-shaped glasses bounce atop her dainty nose, and blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. This pig is acting up the whole evening. This PC has in fact been acting up this whole evening. Give me a sec. Anyway, I went a little too long and hard on that rant. I gotta stop. I'm actually getting hot flashes because I'm not breathing enough. Oh, I thought I was gonna do Ojo-sama voice. She immediately looks at Misha. He smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Hakamachi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start wondering if the teacher's messing with me and says things like, you'll be able to talk to people, and who better explain things to you? I can see you're a little confused, right? But I understand But I understand why you would be, why you think I was Su-chan, Sutru-chan. Su-chan is deaf, and so I'm the person who translates things back and forth through her. Satanic ritual sites and Rocket League really never on stream? Wait, did I read that or my dyslexia came toward? Satanic rituals aside, was Rocket League really never on stream? I've never played Rocket League in my life. Shiny, did you have a heart attack stroke type deal? I've never played Rocket League in my life. I have friends who used to semi-professionally play Rocket League and they were like, yo, we could play, and I'm like, nah bro, not me. I have not once played Rocket League in my life. Are you having a ReZero? Did you accidentally reincarnate into the different timeline that's almost the exact same and now you're freaking it out? I'm here for you if you need that. I am. Hey, Defin, how's it going? How's it going? Welcome to Katawa Shojou, because Majora's Mask completely fucking broke, so I had to switch. You switched it up for some reason and didn't find it. Also, Steam. Yep. 4chan made this game. Hi, Shiny. Hi, Defin. Yeah, 4chan made this game 14 years ago. It was a game made by people who'd never made game before, and it is still considered one of the best visual novels in existence for its later end story writing that was god tier. Like, I know you like watching videos about like deep diving and silly stuff. There is a documentary about 4chan's creation of Katawa Shojou, because we still don't know who the creators are. We know their aliases, but they no longer go by those aliases anymore. They lost those personas. But like, we don't know who they are. They could still be making games today and we don't know. It's not actually like attributed to games, like to actual people. What? Wait, is this like a sub-universe? Subversive? No, like people met on 4chan, decided to make a game, and called the game studio 4 Clover Studio because they met and made it for 4chan because people were complaining about visual novel stuff, right? They were like, you know what? Let's make our own. And so they did. And so the only game 4 Clover Studios ever made was Katawa Shojou. It was this one. This is amazing lore with the, yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Like, if you ever want to, like, I think you're streaming in a little bit, right? You could have your first derail, check out like the first deep lore of like Katawa Shojou. You could just do that. I'm not kidding. Like, the lore of Katawa Shojou is insane. You're the new student, aren't you? Well, Sui-chan is, of course, well, Sui-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he wouldn't be standing up for no reason, right? Right? He seems to be a very interesting person, doesn't he? We knew there was going to be a new student, but I didn't know you would be here today so soon. He-chan, right? He-chan. Yep, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say that out loud? It's just a surprise. I've never liked that nickname. Based on how good it is for no experience, I'd say that it's probably still developing. They're probably still developing. You know, I love your VNs. Yeah, definitely. This was made, a thing I don't think I said. This was made by people who had no game dev experience and also did not personally know the other people in the dev teams, right? At one point, when it comes to choose like the character you're pursuing's love interest route, each person did that entire route. They did all of the work for that route. Other people did not mingle with other people's routes. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, the lore on this game is insane. I don't really see how. It fits! You look just like imagined. Uh-huh. Yeah, you look just like He-chan. I wonder why everyone seems to think so. Hakamachi taps her fingers on the desk as if Misha's attention, just back and forth at each other and excitedly. Her hands a blur. Misha seems a little too overwhelmed. Sorry about that. Jishan wants you to know that she's the class rep. And if you need anything you need to know, you can feel free to ask her. 1 sec. I'm gonna go make a burger. Stefan, you make me want to have a burger. I just had 3 chicken breasts. I want to say half an avocado, half a carrot, and like 9 to 18 like Brussels sprouts. Dude, you make me want to have a burger so much. So much. Hope it's a good burger. I hope it's a good burger. Did you know that the school is so... Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you can if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it. It just stumbles on the hard word a little bit, making it stick out from the otherwise fluid translation. Thanks. That'd be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just came straight to class today. That's not good. You should always learn as much as you can about where you're going before you get there. Not just with school either. Anyways, if it's a trip to the convenience store, really? Well, even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really, Sitchin? Learn about where you're going. Learn about where you're going. I guess I didn't even bother to do that. Or I just really didn't care it though, even enough to do so. Well, I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself along with it. Half-assedly, by the way. But anyway. I didn't say anything to Mr. Science something and ends with a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. Well, it seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them are smiling, but the shrug hit me unexpectedly deeply. You look down. Are you okay? Don't take it the wrong way, please. Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. Asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. You're finally back in like the 8K after the economy. Finally back in the 8K after the economy. Oh, it took me a hot minute. So your luck is back? Your luck is back? Okay. Okay, you can always try your luck again and then we can crash the economy again. 8,000. Yeah, no, for a minute I thought you meant 8,000 in real world economy and I'm like, wow, you're that loaded? You're putting a hit on your back. And then I realized, oh wait, I have a redeem called economy. I have a redeem called economy where I made things more expensive. All right. God, the amount of effort I can put in if I was just being one person would be insane. I can make everything consistent. Oh my God. Another thing, you don't have to call Seiya-chan something so familiar like a Hachimachi or a class rep all the time. Just call her Sachi-chan. Okay, maybe a little too casual. Maybe Shizune a bit more appropriate. Yep, Shizune is fine. My breadcrumbs, I wish I had that much IRL. God, if I had 8K IRL, I could put that towards an apartment. It's crazy to think that if you put yourself in crippling debt to buy a house, you can easily afford a monthly house payment more than you can afford most apartments. But not a lot of people have that cash. It's anyway, getting out of systematic problems. Okay, that would be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem to be friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier. Especially with Shizune, who I assumed to be all business. Well, she still seems like that. Just less so, I guess. Huh? Oh, right! We haven't even touched on the assignment! Oh, well, so look, we should start work now. Shizune-chan. Don't get mad. The assignment is also kind of long. We should start now if we want to finish it before the end of class. That too. Shizune and Claire is the two of us. Impatiently. don't need to sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message. After class, we should all walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today, okay? The assignment is actually very challenging to get through. Combining aspects of both, being both difficult and necessarily long. Yeah, assignments that are like that are kind of great to get done, but if that's all your classes, oof. Oof. Oh shit, I should have been reading today. I need to get down to business and read fucking tomorrow. Oh god. I know my sociology class needs 3 chapters read. And it started today. I need 3 fucking chapters for my sociology class by Monday. And my hacking class has a chapter. And my public speaking class has a chapter. Oh god, I think I'm gonna run out of time if I... Anyway, that's my bed to sleep in. Still, we finished with a few minutes left in class and then went in class. Despite our late start, Chisney and Misha are really capable. You should get to work? Yeah, but today is Wednesday and I always mark Wednesday off of not doing work. And I know at least for my ethical hacking class, I can like do the labs and not the discussion and like the quizzes and other stuff, and I'd be 100% fine. That's how I got into the honor society in my school. Yeah. I know I can do it. It's just the crunch on the weekends is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Also, my teacher that teaches the ethical hacking class is the teacher I've had for like 7 other classes, 2 last semesters, 1 before, so that's 3, 4, 5, for like 5 other classes. He's very bad at teaching. And when I say that, I mean like he has a third-party book that he has us read out of. Unlike this teacher, I wish my teacher was a lot like this teacher, giving us actual work to go through and catering it to the class and understand. Where it's a third-party book where he just reiterates what happens in the book, but not as well as in the book. So it's a poorly written book, and then it's done by him in a even more poor way. And then the quiz isn't even on what we did in the chapter or the lecture, and then the discussion is quite literally a different subject and different chapter group compared to everything else that we did for the other grades. So anyway, with that being done, my teacher ran down. This seems like an actually good teacher though, so let's get to it. Not to mention easily distracted. To be honest, the 2 of them did most of the work. I feel kind of guilty about that. Clock tower bells ring, signaling the end of a period. Time for lunch. Oh, knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who's beckoning me to the hallway and down the stairs. We descend below into the lobby as I meet Muto. Muto. I should mention that these are made by non-Japanese people, so any way I pronounce them are canonically right anyway, so I'm gonna go Muto. Down to the bottom of the floor. I mean, we assume they're not Japanese, right? So I gotta keep my mouth shut. Just like everything in the school, the cafeteria seems too spacious and oddly modern in contrast to the classic exterior. Big windows open to a courtyard towards the main gate. This is the cafeteria! The enthusiastic statement is obvious, makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care too much about and proceed into line. There's a rather large list of menu options, which seems to be great until I realize that many of them are to accommodate students' need for special diets. Oh, cafeteria arc? Devin, you don't even know. There's a whole Captain Crunch shit your pants arc. I'm not even kidding. There's a whole Captain Crunch shit your pants arc. Oh, nice. It almost feels as if I'm back at the hospital, keeping portions measured for scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I pick something random and follow Shojou to the table sitting opposite of her. As I nibble indifferently at the food, I'd rather not eat. Misha pokes at the side and get my attention and points at Shojou. Not the ads. I'll pause for a minute. All right. With that, we continue. And I continue. As a nibble. I didn't understand sign, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at the person who talks to you is proper and polite? Do you want to know something? What? About anything. We're your guide, so if you have anything to ask, you should ask us. Yeah, I wonder. Oh God, a choice. 1, 2, or 3, everybody. 1, 2, or 3. Ask about Shizune's deafness. Ask about the library. I think I got everything I need to know. That's rude. We're asking about the library. Oh yeah. Is there a library in the school? Lately I've gotten into reading about it, and so I'd like to check it out. Misha gets in the back and the frown and makes it clear that she doesn't consider reading a healthy hobby, but then picks her smile up again. There is! This is on the 2nd floor. We can show you there sometime. Thanks. I return to my food while the girl talk between themselves. Misha and Shizune sync back and forth and animating, throwing sideways glances at me, but Misha refrains from translating. Maybe they're talking about secret girl stuff or something. She's got a crush. Shimizu's got a crush on us. Okay, back. So someone in the game shit their pants, or you missed nothing. You missed nothing. I paused it. Important, at least. Yeah. There. It's not yet. I think I'm not gonna get far enough into the game to get to the Captain Crunch arc. But when there is a Captain Crunch arc, somebody does shit their pants. I'm not kidding. There is a Captain Crunch arc dropped by name. Yo, all my homies love Captain Crunch. Oops all berries, get that shit out of here. I want them squares, buddy. I don't need them oops all berries cutting all the mouth all over my mouth. I need them squares, bro. Them squares are where it's at. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. So anyway, that little thing going off. Maybe they're talking about secret girl stuff or something. I quickly noticed the conversation. Sign isn't enough to fill the silence. We arrived at the classroom early, but we're not the first. Oh, one of the best girls! The dark-haired girl I noticed before slumped over her desk in the last row. She jumps a little when Misha crashes into the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if we were slowly turning into stone from just her mere presence. Misha and Shizune either don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk directly past her, their seats being in the cupboards. Being in converse. I'm left wondering about her. Even when the classroom solely fills with the students, and finally the teacher, getting into the rhythm. School is strange, as if my brain remembers how this is done. My body doesn't. Towards the end of class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. It was a long time since I spent at the hospital made me like this. I've been feeling physically weak and lifeless. Dude, you literally had a heart attack and your body can't pump heart right. So maybe it's just your heart dying. Could also just in fact be that. Before long, the final bell rings. School's finally over for the day. Besides me, Misha and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Unfortunately, we can't stay to show you around today, Hee-chan. We gotta hurry already since it's a lot of work for us to do. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Wait, the teacher said I had to see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Oh, is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so it should be go outside. That looks like Van Gogh in the background. We join the fellow students making their way down the stairwell outside, which the girls are pointing out which senior classrooms in the same hallways as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller buildings right next to the school. That's built in the same style, and it looks actually a part of the main building. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside. It's like the Yamaku Foundation offices and the nurses' offices. They have a lot of swimming pool. They even have a swimming pool. How is that official? Don't be silly, Hee-chan. It's for physical therapy, of course. Anyway, all the nursing staff and facilities are there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. You'll find it from here, right? You'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Yeah. Thanks. Bye. A whole building of staff just has nothing to do with the actual education. Does this dissolve into a horror story, or is it normal this time? It is. It does get a little sad at times, but it isn't a horror game. It's just an actual good love romance game. But if you, Shiny, if you need horror, I know how to make you scared. I know how to make you scared. I know how to make you. Oh, wait, that's not actually showing. No, there it is. I know how to make you scared, Shiny. I know how to make you scared. Anyway, I had to take a quick sip because I'm leaning back. I'm in terrible posture. My whole setup is not made for this. I really need to rearrange my setup. Please not again. Yeah. I need to rearrange all my stuff. I should probably move my monitor from being slightly off, but that changes the whole dynamics of everything. Oh, whatever. I gotta figure it out. I guess it is necessary for a place like this. I walk in, hoping that it's really only a quick visit to the teacher's said. On a white door on the left of the green cross, and the head said, "Head nurse." I had a nameplate. A voice from the inside responds to the knock almost immediately. But it can't quite make it out. It sounded like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. Yo, when PCs looked that old and crusty, dude. Oh my god, when they looked that old and crusty. The room is not large and smells kind of strange. A friendly-looking man turns around in his office chair and faces me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but a bit under him, the table overflowing with his used medical utensils. And there's at least a dozen coffee cup rings linger on his desk. Look, dude, we don't shame for having a coffee addiction. You're thinking Oh, you're loving these backgrounds? Yeah, 100%. What you would see in a lot of, no, I can't say a lot of indie VNs. There was like a whole genre after this. I want to say from 2000, it was 14 years ago, 2012 to 2014, where there were a lot of fan games of like fans of VNs that were making backgrounds like this. I genuinely know there are a ton of them. I can find a whole list if I need to like support myself. I just can't remember what they're called right now. But there was like a whole genre and like set of these, I think dating back from the 90s, where they just use photos of actual places, but they up the contrast to make it super, super matted and super blurry. So this is actually just like a real picture and not drawn. It's just the contrast and like other like picture settings are just biffed so hard. Gray box PC, yeah. When PCs didn't have personality, right? So it would be just those pictures and made to look like this, right? There would be actual pictures just morphed and edited to look like this. Yeah, I was gonna ask, how did they I did that sheen? Yeah. They 100% just like photo edited it. Yeah. Hello there. What can I do you for today? He's young looking and sort of rugged. But the dimples on his cheek wash away that impression when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles as the person is ahead of the same question 100 times. Who's heard the same questions hundreds of times? Smiling man. Why, yes, I am. It's just in the door, no? You can call me by my name or just the nurse, like everyone else. Of course, I shake off my confusion, realizing I'd probably still grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm the new student, and the homeroom teacher told me to, like, come and meet you. My name is Susao Minkai. His eyes light up with revelation as he snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that Nikai! I was just reading your file this morning. So we got a chronic arrhythmia, right? That's related to congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He adjusts to his sit down in a vacant armchair in front of his desk. Yeah? Good! Well, you've probably been briefed on how the school isn't long enough, so I'll just get things over quickly. We have all kinds of faculties available, mostly physical therapy and such. There's always someone on staff around here every night. So do not hesitate to call us if there's ever a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing shift. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. This joke feels out of place, and and I'm left thinking, why I even said it. I really wish I can give him a better intuitive, like a better voice acting characteristics, but my voice is starting to hurt from being in terrible posture and lack of water. So I'm gonna keep him with that deeper one, that other one. Yeah, and that it's really just weird to have so many medical people out of school. You'll get used to it. I'm not so sure of that about myself, but I don't tell the nurse I know that. Now, let me just find your file again. While I searches for something in his computer and shuffles a stack of papers around, let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and ceiling, dark gray laminate flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from the school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters hanging around the four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and stay away from all other food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws back a file from the stack and similarly thick files and opens it. So, you already have the medication for acrothymia. Just remember to take your pills every morning and evening, or you won't be much help. Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? I don't know, boxing. He grins at his own jokes, but I don't. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to recommend you refrain from doing that. Well, at least for the time being. Oh. My lack of reaction makes this raise his eyebrows, but really I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me from kicking the ball around. I guess I never did it out of burning passion in sport. Just to have something to really do. Any kind of concussion might be dangerous for your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There's no mention that it caused in the papers. Not exactly. I sidestep the question acceptably as he glances at me over his papers, with a more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy, and some more exercise would do you good. I have a physical therapy and such available, like I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some leg exercise regularly. Brisk walks, or even just like jogging, jump roping. Oh, even start if you like that sort of thing, even swimming maybe? There's a pool here. So I was told. You were. Very good. At any rate, I'm sure you've been told this before, so just need to take care to not overexert yourself. Wags his finger to emphasize that point. No need really. I just heard this 1,000 times already. He looks like Oshino or whatever oh god. Looks like Oshino or whatever the guy from Kaiju number 8. I've never actually seen the Kaiju number 8 yet. I've been slowly getting back into anime. I'm still on like seasons that passed because I took like a few years off because of life stuff that I had to deal with and just put my head down, bog down, deal with. And a few episodes of Expresso Depresso. That kind of took over life for a hot minute. But like I'm still trying to catch up. I have not seen Mighty Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8. I haven't seen that one yet. But it is on the list. So hopefully I will eventually get there after all my Magical Girl animes to catch up on. Glitter Force has done so much in 4 years. They've released 3 series just last year, and I'm like, bruh. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. Gives me his papers one more time and sets them on his desk. Obviously content. Good. That's it then. Come meet me again if you ever need anything. I'm ushered out before I even realize it. A quick visit indeed. I end up standing in front of the main building, the auxiliary building, although my eyes still look like the one and the same. This is the first real look I get from the other students, so I watch people coming out of the school and heading towards the gate door of the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they're going. And I still keep thinking that most of them don't even look special for being students in a special school. But then again, neither do I. That make me one of them? One of us? I should go somewhere too. Prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness in me only grows as I struggle towards the dorm. Set a little apart from a little main building complex. The gardens are sort between the schools and the dorms, shrubbery, flowers, and the overboarding smell of freshly cut grass that fills the atmosphere. First season is good, second season isn't bad, but there's a cliffhanger every episode included in that. Well, I'll have you know, I've regularly binged a ton of anime. My favorite anime to binge is the absurdity of magical girl anime, because they'll go from like a small child to like monster busting badass to weak in like 3 episodes, and then after that they get a new companion comes in, becomes weak, they get a new upgrade in the main character. After that there's like a turn evil arc, somebody turns evil, whether that be main character or the character's friend. They get back to the status quo, a new bad guy comes in, they're weak as hell because the bad guy was actually a good guy from the start, fucks him over, betrays him, full send, not being brainwashed or anything. Then where do we go from there? Then there's this whole lore drop about the whole way the bad guy's power works that they then need to deal with. They lose a good amount of their powers because they're super weak at this point. They then need to do some insane interdimensional, inter-party, genre training to like go through some hellish treatment to like almost die, get back from the point of death, and have like a new transformation or some sort that then comes out and just wrecks everything because it made a new meta, new power source for them. And then they get that power upgrade, they go do all that, they use the power of friendship, whatever, and then they get into the final season where all hell breaks loose. The world is being destroyed by the amount of power that is going through their fucking veins and like the vastness of it. Entire cities are being destroyed, blown up, without a care, for the power of friendship and saving people from the evil, whatever, fucking big bad wolf, blow your house down book type people. That appear in that season that they then need to deal with, and then they reset the universe because they got too strong and actually failed the mission, but they got enough power at the end by absorbing the remaining of the bad guy's power to redefine the entire universe, which is pretty much every magical girl anime ever, which is bad shit insane that people still say they're just for little girls, because some of the best fight scenes I've ever seen are from magical girl anime. Oh shit, wait, you wrote something else while I was in that rant. You only started watching anime a year ago and you don't know the common tropes that well? Well, I have some news for you. I've been in the anime community since I was a small child. So I want to say 2006 when I was like 4. I want to say at least since 2006. My first anime was Sailor Moon. Then from there, the original Sailor Moon. From there, I watched Hellsing Ultimate with, Hellsing, I don't think Ultimate was out yet in 2006. I watched Hellsing Ultimate with my father. My father showed me both. And then from there, everything's just been a blur. I've been watching most seasons from 2006 all the way up, I kid you not, all the way up to like 2020, where I took a break because of life and Espresso Depresso, where I'm still getting back into it after like 2024. Like, I know it's only 3 years, but I'm still like 3 years behind. So I'm picking and choosing which ones I go in and out of, because it's been a wild ride to see what I missed and like how like the genres are defined. But if you ever need some recs, yo, there are hundreds of thousands that you could absolutely get sucked way too far into. It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside for so long. The dorm building is big and made of red brick. Like all the others, it feels way too pompous off what it is, so I push forward going inside. It takes me time and the necessary to fish out the keys in my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, it's outside the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like the main building, the halls and the doors are widely accommodate wheelchairs, and same goes for the elevators and the ends of hallways. Poke my head around the corner for a common room. Inside are a few students watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello before turning back to the TV. Seems like only the girls around here are sociable. Suppose that's perfectly fine with me. This dude's trying to get a girlfriend. I climb the stairs into the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch off from the main building. Main hallway, I should say. Each of these miners' halls seem to have a toilet, a shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. Nameplates of a room adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door in room 117. I knock lightly. Hello? Is anyone home? From inside, I hear a few movements and clanging down the locks. Then I thought the door had. After a moment, looks the door is open. Respect the hustle. Yeah. I mean, game is game. Let's not kid ourselves. Us single people, how can we single people shame game? Right? If you got game, like we can't talk. Right? You got a rhythm somehow. We can't talk. I know the exact voice I can give this guy without any pain. I have a spectred boy standing in the doorway. He's looking to me very intently through his extremely thick glasses. What is it? Blind? No, at least his complexity would have eyeglasses if he was. He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. This is like the cured humanitarian, the cursed humanities hallways in your college campus. Harry Potter. Like, he looks like Harry Potter, sure, but I can't do a Harry, so I'm gonna give him the other voice. I'm giving him the nerd voice. His breath reeks of garlic. Also, Harry Potter, canonically, allergic to garlic. Hisam Nakai. I'm booming the door next to yours. I thought I would introduce myself. His face suddenly brightens in the realization that he stands right back up, thrusting his hand out and smiling, getting almost straight into my diaphragm. Oh, what's up, dude? The name's Kenji. Hi. I take Kenji's sweaty palm and shake it. Still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude and vehement welcome. These are pretty suspicious-looking people that are going around here in the room earlier. That was probably my parents. Your parents? You sure? Because there could have been some other people too. You can't just book by its cover. His out-of-place proverb left me hanging between us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say chances are high enough. His shoulders. I make some extended. He shudders. Yeah, no, shudders. I don't know why he shudders. It makes an exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, he so. Yeah, I think I could have done that. The chances. Oh God, no! Wait, now I want to do the orange man voice. Me accidentally flubbing up that nasal move because I didn't close my nose enough to do the. You're a brave man, he so. You're a brave man. Me, I don't think I could have done the trust of my chances. I don't think I could have done the trust of my chances. The only one I trust is myself. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about it for a while. A wise decision. Damn, you're smarter than you look. Probably. What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer again, but I lean backwards and dodge it. Never mind. It doesn't matter. Oh, I'm going with that one 100%. I tried making like a blend between the two. I'm 100% giving him the Orange Man voice. His name is Orange. I'm giving him Orange Man voice. It doesn't fit him. I'm 100% doing it. I'm 100% doing it. You've got to go. You'll probably not be back, but goodbye. I'm probably not going to go for much longer because I did like an hour stream beforehand. And then I still need to cut the footage together. And then I need to rest my voice after this. I should probably make an appointment with a speech therapist because it does turn out I've never talked correctly in my life. I think I said that before. I've never talked correctly in my life, which I think is why I'm so bad with fucking voice acting because I genuinely just don't know how to talk in general. So it causes too much tension and stress in my throats. So every once in a while, I gotta go and I gotta measure and I gotta massage my voice. That's why you're hearing me talk like this right now. Unironically, I'm massaging my voice. I slide the key into the lock on the door marked 119. Dude, this looks like a place out of a retirement home. Bye, Shiny. Yeah, I don't think I said that. Bye, Shiny. Have a good night. Good night, night. I love you. Mwah. Blue beige walls, white linen, a desk made of some kind of light wood, ugly curtains. It's no one's room. It's no one's room. Impersonal. Like my hospital room was. The bags are sitting in the foot of my bed, looking a lot emptier than they did this morning. Closet sitting open, stacked with clothes. Also, it seems like there's a number of school uniforms hanging there as well. Note pinned on the sleeve of one of the shirts. Hi, hi, Chan. We've unpacked all your things and made your bed. I said the same stuff didn't fit, that you should just go to the office tomorrow. If you have any problems, you can always call us. Love, Mom and Dad. Not the yellow walls. Straight yellow wallpaper. Going crazy. Yellow wallpaper. Going crazy. Well, at least I don't have to worry about unpacking. I'd have hoped I would've. Would've been me something to do. It's still too early. Put the note down on the desktop and lie down in the bed before feeling drained. I think that makes me want to read something. I have nothing with me. What if the hospital conditioned me to be wanting to read whenever I'm given nothing to do? Restlessness urge keeps growing until I have to stand up. Maybe it's stress or something. I was pretty nervous about it before, coming here an entire day or two. But I still am, I think. Damn. I should have distracted myself somehow so I wouldn't have to view this unnatural all the time. Tomorrow, I'll go borrow some books at the library. Yeah, I'll do that. But for now, the bottle of medications neatly arranged on my night table catch my eye. I'll pick up one and shake it just to hear the contents rattle inside. And then read the glued on pharmacy label. Yusao Nakai. 2 tablets daily to stay alive. Doesn't really say that, but just as well. It's kind of twisted having your life depend on chemicals like this. Red. I was into little, but what choice do I have? With a sigh, I begin my new daily ritual of taking the right number of pills for each bottle. Being careful to check the correct dosages. I lie down again, feeling hollow and uncertain. And after that, I keep staring at the blank, unfamiliar ceiling for a long time. It doesn't start looking any more unfamiliar. Not until after the darkness falls for long shadows drawn across my room like fingers. Sheets feel slightly more comfortable, warm like a nest like against the chill that passes the room temperature here. Soon, the lighter shade of darkness that is on the ceiling looks like every ceiling does at night. It becomes the only thing I recognize anymore. And it beckons me to sleep, and I feel the coldness as unfamiliarity and fear gripping into my spine once again. I keep drifting further away from the world I knew. And we go sleep. Katawa Shojou. I wake up in a strange room. Solid morning light shimmers against the light ray ceiling. I'd forgotten to draw the curtains closed last night. This is my room, isn't it? My room? This is the third room in the year is supposed to be called mine. Various things around here reminded me of that. Indeed, it is me who's supposed to be the one living here. My bags on the floor, my new school books on the desk, my numerous medications on the night table. Stare at the bottles for a moment, deliberating until I open the bottle, shake out the pill and pop in the tablet of a foil sheet. I draw them to the chaser, the water, without thinking about the chemistry. My uniforms are in the closet. I slink out from under the sheet and stretch my back before dressing up. Putting on a new school uniform feels like dressing in someone else's clothes. Artificial smell of generic detergent invades my nose, but the feeling of fresh cloth against my back does feel good. It's a natural one. It feels like a school uniform, as it should. It's not so much different from what I used to have to wear before. It goes for other things too. So far, the place seems more or less like a normal school, except for the people. I think back from my talk with Kanji yesterday, Misha's constant laughter and Shusune's sweeping sign language gestures. Well, I only met 3 students so far. Maybe they aren't all that normal, but I'm sure others are. Or perhaps people like them are what passes for normal here. Yeah, what does pass for normal around here? What do people even do? I didn't see the Kings hanging around after class yesterday, so maybe there are clubs? If so, I wonder if I can join one. All through class, the question remains on my mind, so I decided to ask Kusune about it when we split into groups. After all, she did say if I had anything I needed to know, I should ask her. She crosses her arms and shifts her gaze towards me slowly. Misha, who looks more perplexed, or trying to grind, eraser with a pencil down the top of a perfect and evenly flat. We've all been there. Sorry, Sichan. Is there something you want to meet for me? Oh, I see. That's a good trust in Hee-chan. My first thought was that means she doesn't know exactly what was worrying. Maybe I'm being too negative. Well, anyway, Misha, please don't prove me right. Oh, that's right. Everyone's encouraged to join a club. A lot of people do so because there isn't actually anything else to do. There's also school events, like the festival coming up in a few days. Almost every student in school tends to help out with it. Doing whatever. So, you actually trained for this busy time. Maybe you can help out too. Sure. What is the festival about? Misha freezes. What? I don't know. Ichon is the truth, a local event. I'm not even from this area. The truth is, it's a local event. I'm not even from this area, so. She starts signing desperately to Shizune, asking to bail her out. Shizune adjusts her glasses at the end of an oddly grandiose flourish and starts signing odd and heavy. Huh? Oh! Who cares? Misha puffs out her chest as she shouts Shizune's words out with a disproportionate amount of pride. Too loud. I can see the hands turning back in their direction. Not so loud. Becoming involved with such new generation, the ideas and belief behind the festival inevitably change in time. Now it's about delicious food and amusing little games that you can play and win prizes. Ha ha ha. The teacher cleans his throat loudly, breaking his long wooden pointer. Just say pointer. Against his other palm like a baton. He shoots the pointed gaze at us. Finally noticing where we are, Misha stiffens her yelp and quickly quietens up. Shizune doesn't seem to be embarrassed at all, though brushing it off with some care. We're in the middle of class. We should start working. That's right, Sichan. What? Oh, that's right, Ichan! Are you asking me to become interested in joining a club? It could have been my eyes planning on playing tricks on me, but I think I saw a suspicious glance exchanged between them. Misha's tone is a change, although it doesn't really have any other way. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Misha and Suzune look at each other again. About to ask if I have mind if something dark flusters in my peripheral vision, catching my attention. At the corner of my eye, I see the girl with long, dark hair get up from her desk and slip silently towards the door. It doesn't seem like she's working in any group, and no one else seems to notice her, but me. I glance at the teacher, who's looking at the dark-haired girl go. Why doesn't he say anything? Hichan, is something wrong? Do I look so easy as I feel? Or is Misa just looking at me, looking after the girl who just left? No, it's nothing. Okay, when you're asking, well, like we were asking, we don't have any plans for you today, do you? I thought I would go to the library and pick up some books. Not really. Do you want to have lunch together then? Sure. Yay! Okay, hey John, perfect. The rest of the class passes uneventfully. The girl with the long hair never came back. Before I have the time to put more thought into it, where she went and gone, the teacher informed us that it's time to stop working. Shizune looks a little annoyed that she has just barely managed to finish all our work in time. I'm just glad we finished it all. Not in a contest or anything. Yes, it is, Hichan. Impossible? Really? Really. I noticed this before, but it's kind of funny how Misha's always moving her hands and signing not only everything she says, but also what everyone else is saying at any given time. Obviously, it must be so Suzuki can understand it. Her eyes go dart back and forth between Misha's hands and me. I don't know what's supposed to be looking at all. I'm talking to Misha, but it might be wrong. Maybe I should face Shizune. I'm used to looking in the direction of the person whose voice I'm hearing, but really? Shizune can't hear me. But it would be disrespectful to talk to her only through Misha. Then again, isn't that the kind of way she's doing? No, she's at least talking. She's at least looking at me. This is all very confusing. And it's gonna take some time to get used to. It's not a contest, because contests are competitions for over a prize. It's not if you have a prize on the line, it's not really a contest. Shizune's eyes flash dangerously with a competitive glare. She's staring at me, as if surprised I'm challenging her. I think maybe she is a contest for her. I never noticed before how dark and blue her eyes are. It truly is an alluring gaze. Are you sure, Hichan? Very sure. What's wrong, Hichan? Because I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. I don't want to be the slowest one in the class. Therefore, that's where my line of confidence in my abilities and the prize is the satisfaction of proving them wrong. Shizune pushes her glasses up to the bridge of her nose in a very matter-of-fact way. I argue more, but the bell rings and she quickly gets up and picks up her bag, looking at me expectantly. I had almost forgotten she was supposed to have lunch with them. Where do you want to eat? The cafeteria? That's so plain. Okay, let's go. Plain? Well, I guess. My old school, I like to eat outside near the back of the building. It was a good spot, but I didn't find it out until near my end of freshman year, so. What if there was any similar place to eat? She just seems to applies as much. Shizune and Misha pull me towards the cafeteria, which is surprisingly not packed. Maybe there's more students favor eating in the classroom or outdoors. Some of my classmates have boxed lunches. After we finish eating, Misha picks up where we left off earlier. So, Hichan, you want to know more about the clubs and stuff, right? Right, Shichan? Okay, so I guess that makes you ask first. Shooting little nods of confirmation, they turn to face me again. Misha straightens her posture as if she was about to deliver a speech. Hichan, do you have anything you're interested in? I used to play soccer, but I'm not really into it. I don't really follow the teams or players or anything like that. As of late, I usually just read a lot. Huh. There's a book club, right, Shichan? Right? But it seems like they have all the members they could possibly have right now. Sorry, Hichan. It's a very popular club. Ah, okay, but more to the point. Hee-chan, does that mean that you don't have anything already in mind? Not really. Good, great. That's great, Hee-chan. Really great. Why is that great? No reason. They're gonna be in the Go Home Together club. Well, Hee-chan, other than the other clubs at the upcoming festival, there's one other thing. Student council. I see. I didn't know the school had a student council. Well, it's a very melodramatic setup. Though, just tell me that. I'm pretty sure the two of them know this, but Shizune looks a little embarrassed about it. She is laughing. Shizune quickly retakes control of the discussion in a matter of speaking. After all, it's still Misha who still has a voice of whatever she says. Right. Hee-chan, maybe you should join the student council. They could always use more people. Yeah, definitely, you should join. Why? Well, for one, we could hang out every day, Hee-chan. Shi-chan and I are both on the student council. Actually, Shi-chan is the president. I'm starting to get a suspicion that Suzune and Misha are not exactly the most unbiased people to talk about this with. As if reading my mind, Suzune quickly adjusts her glasses and signs something to Misha. Of course we're not saying that just to get us to join, so we could obviously benefit from you joining the student council and therefore have an incentive to try and get you to, so you are admitting that. Also, I wish my voice was in a way better position to do that whole one sentence. Misha's last statement was just one sentence if nobody noticed that. That was one sentence. No, we admit nothing. I mean, Hee-chan, of course it would be nice if you joined. We'd appreciate it. But even without all that, joining the student council shows a healthy interest in the workings of one school. Yep, it's true, Hee-chan. Besides, don't you want to spend time with us after school, Hee-chan? I can't tell if she's being genuine or if it's just really good acting. It's just really bad voice acting, bro. Both of them just seem to be trying really hard to get their to look their cutest. Trying really hard to look their cutest. Although they are already pretty cute to begin with. Well, so it's settled then. Welcome to the student council, Hee-chan. What? No. Ah, Tsu-chan. Of course it wouldn't be that easy. Yep, that's right though. It's gotta be boring if it weren't smoothly. Ah, well, Shi-chan knows me candy now. You were betting on it? Hey, my life isn't a game here. Shizune seems to be intrigued by this, and Misha signs it to her. An aggressive glint returns to her eyes. That's interesting, Hee-san. Let's play a game. It's not what I said. How about rich man, poor man, Hee-chan? If you lose, you have to join the student council. Absolutely not. Why not? Well, because both of you have the same incentive and therefore the same goal, which gets you to join to the same student council, right? Yep. Yeah, that isn't my goal. This means that both of you can team up and I'll be in the clear disadvantage, so I'll be having to decline. Hee-chan, I'm very offended. Are you saying that you don't trust us and that we'd pull something so disingenuous? That makes me sad. Sorry? It's hard to tell where Shu-chan's influence nods Misha's thoughts begin. In order to atone for hurting a young girl's feeling, you should definitely join the student council. No. How about the game of paper football instead of rich man, poor man? Paper football? Yep. It's the game they play in America, where you make a paper triangle and then you try to shoot it in past the goalpost and the other players to make with their fingers. I have played finger paper football, probably 3 times in my life. Only because we're like, do people even do this in school? I mean, we can try to. That's how we did that in middle school. That's literally it. Isn't it cool? It's the ultimate form of competitive between 2 players, Hee-chan. And it's also played by elementary and middle school children. Hee-chan? What? That means this game isn't really for separatists? Oh, wait, my dyslexia hit me so hard. That means that's his game. That means his game that separates the boys from the men. More like the boys from the slightly older boys. Anyway, I'm not gonna play either. Just the fact that you know about it means that you're probably surprisingly good about it. yeah, that's true. Oh, do you know Hichan? Shizune frowns at Michan, telling her she probably wasn't supposed to admit that in reality. I wouldn't say that I'm happy with her attempts to get me to join the student council, but I am a little curious that she was the student council. See what the student council does here. Never been on one before, or even know anyone who has been a member, so it interests me. I also kind of like Shizune and Misha, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Okay, Hichan, how about Risk? The game of world domination. You mean you're gonna be betting if I'm gonna be in the fucking student council for what, a 4-game month of Risk? There would be a turnover of the student council within 4 months by the time we're done with playing Risk. I don't know what that is. Really fun, Hichan. How do you fight for control of the world with armies and everything? Sounds like Shizune would be good at it. If you want to play, we can play after school. Really, Hichan? We can just play it for fun, Hichan. We can just play it for fun, Hichan. Hichan hasn't played it in a long time, so if you want to, there'd be no strings attached. Oh, so no strings attached, 4 months game. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, I guess. Okay, perfect. Well, we'll see you after school at the student council room then, Hichan. Wait, why there? Because that's where we keep the game. I grimace and tell them how much I'm not into this, but it's more for show than anything. So, in the end, I agree, but only after getting Shizune to acknowledge that I don't mean anything concrete by just going to take a look around and play the game with her. Lunch ends, and we go back to class. It's her. It's favorite girl. During school classes, a long-haired girl comes back and sits down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seems to notice, and if they do, no one says anything. I want to ask Misha about it, but I want to be easy. I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me at the first floor lobby. Latch onto me, covering each flank in case I try to escape. I feel a little offended, but I've been considering it. Nevertheless, I've been a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past. That they have been. Fuck! I feel a bit offended, but I've been considering it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people had made a break for it in the past. That they're on their guard. Fuck that tongue twister. I could not read that in my dyslexia at all. What's with the escort? This doesn't really make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported in a cell. What? What's wrong, Hichan? That's right. We're just gonna play a little game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha. This all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking about when we sit down and play the game, they'll actually tie me down and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still. For some reason, it seems like it would be a little possible. Getting to the student council room was as simple as turning 2 corridors down from where we started. What? That's it? This makes you guys being at the top of me seem really silly. That's not true, Hichan. Hichan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown more compatibility to show off superhuman bursts of strength. Life is threatened. Her expression's unchanging. Misha signs something amusedly to Shizune. She makes a baffled face and puts her hands behind her back, being pleased with herself. Misha feigns deafness and hums clearly. Stop that. I know you heard me. You have no excuse to like Shizune. Shizune opens the door at the student council. It's very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it is quite large, maybe a little larger than the classroom. There's a big table at the center, surrounded by chairs, and even smaller desk, prominently placed in the back, and I assume is Shizune's. There are a few rectangular desks and chairs stacked on the side as well. Extras, perhaps? Aside from the tables and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked on the old school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. There could be at least a potted plant in here, or something. But the most noticeable thing in that room doesn't have to be a lot of people. Are we early? No. What do you mean, no? Doesn't nobody else come to me? Does it mean nobody else is coming too? Yeah, that's right. Before I manage to ask why that's the case, Shizune claps her hands together energetically. Ichan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Okay. Do you want to know the rules? How can you explain them while we're all getting set up? While Misha is talking, Shizune takes out what looks like to be a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks kind of interesting. After Misha spreads it too long for her liking, running through the basics for a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares that the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizune's aggressiveness is rubbing off on me. I start feeling more competitive than I intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway into the game, I started to ponder how to defeat Shizune's assault from the two fronts. She breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. Chichan wants you to know that you're taking too long to move. Chichan also says that she won't let you keep Australia if you agree to join. Chichan also says that she'll agree to let you keep Australia if you join the student council. That wasn't a game without strings attached. Hi Jack. Hi Shiny. I thought you were going to bed. Did you wake up from a 10-minute nap and thought it was 7 days in the future again? That's happened to me before. I've had 5-minute naps that felt like 5 years. I've been there. There's the fact that she would dangle that over my head as an offer makes it seem she knows I care about the outcome of this game. And anyways, no. Shizune admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who would spare your people if you agree to join the student council. She's so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect the student council president to be a little more magnanimous. How confident are you in VA skills in other languages? If you aren't this at all good. What's really weird is I think it's just because I spent probably 20 years listening to it in Japanese. If I can translate the English into Japanese well enough for my brain, I can literally do a pretty damn okay job of like voice acting in Japanese. But I would need to know like the tone and implications that I would need to do beforehand. So doing it on the fly like this is actually the worst for my mind because I don't know any of the words I'm supposed to do. I don't know how I want to set it out, right? If I were to do it in like say, one that I'm working on currently is with Overlord. I have it literally in the editing stages where I need to voice the X in order and get it done. So give me a sec. Let me take a swig of water. Where if it's a deliberate monotone, self-aggrandizing voice like Ainzao Goon, I can do a pretty alright voice because I'm trying to dissect how does the choice in what you say and what you do affect the character. Because I am, in each character, putting a little too much life into them. Right, where if you see voice acting in any English anime, right, you would see and notice that they have one striking like characteristic that they take place without their whole sen, and it's just the actual voice actor's voice that they're using for that one characteristic. Right? Case in point, the voice actress of Bulma, right? Bulma is brash and super confident and knows she is the head bitch. So she always acts and speaks bitchy, right? She always thinks she's the head. 100%. But if you take the sense of Vegeta, right? Vegeta talks and is self-aggrandizing. He is the pinnacle of everything. He's angry because he knows and wants to do the best and is mad that he isn't always the best. But if you look at All Might from My Hero, who is the voice actor of Vegeta, right? The voice actor of Vegeta is All Might in My Hero. If you look at him, well, one, he has an incredible amount of skills. He's been doing it for fucking years, 20 decades even. If you look at him, it's the same voice he does. It's just his voice. If you listen to his voice, just overall, it's his voice. He chose to do it with an all-standing voice. He's never down, because if he is not the pinnacle of everything, who would be? Right? With his own voice and doing his own voice form of that, where it's always up chipper until it's within his, yeah, why would I? Type of deal, right? So if I were to do like an Einzel Gone, would be more so fine posture. God, this is so cringy. I really think the great tomb of Nazarick would have me killed for this slander. No, fuck, I fucked it up, because if the finer minuteness is when I was doing it, he always ends with a slight up. He always ends with a slight down if it's neutral, a slight up if it's a question. So it'd always be making it seem like you're always the one in charge. Drawing out everything and ending every phrase with a breast. Well, not a breast. A breast. You got an ad? God damn it. Did you even hear the dog shit when I was trying to do it? My voice hurting a little bit. Did you even hear that? Because that's like the basic getting the voice in. But it'd be more so like the other choices. If I have enough time to work through the lines in my head or out loud, then absolutely better. Especially if it's a character I create up in my head. I should probably just record myself randomly and just do that for all that. If it's a character in my head that I'm doing just like the full sending of, because I'm not full sending any of this, whatever, I'm bad posture, there's no way I can full send it. If I just full send it, it's probably be better, and I can make that full send my eventually no send if I keep doing full send. But that's gonna be a skill goal for this year, get better voice acting. Okay, you're back. Do I need to do the Einzel Gone again? Or did you hear the beginning of it? Because that was pretty much all of it. Oh wait, I didn't read. Magnanimous? Oh, she doesn't seem to know what that word means or how it's signed. So she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it down for Susan. And she returns the sign to Misha. Heard most of it. It's that, but I can actually, if I'm thinking of the words and how much she needs to fake and act like he is better than everyone, which is the way that character is done. It is done as if he's strongest in the world. And so, everything that he does needs to be done that way. Which is dog shit, because my voice hurts right now. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, even that just hurt my voice way better, like way more than it does. But like, I am working on getting that done, just so I can try and understand voice acting. So it would be, yeah, pretty accurate. Pretty accurate, just deeper. Yeah. I mean, I could do it if I full send it, but like my voice is already getting on the way out, so I don't want to push it, especially because I need it for tomorrow. But like I have been trying to get better, and that is this year's goal. Last year's goal was to run better than a 16-minute mile, and I got that down to like a 6:40 mile. And this year's gonna be better at voice acting. So yeah, I will take any help from anyone ever I can to get it for third-party doing. Please help me get into mindset, create characters for it, understand actions and all that. Like I understand like the baseline of it. If you wanna make it seem like a character is doing one way or another, it's just coming into the mindset of the character beforehand. I need that outside help. Because I know how to act the way the actions do. But I just need the outside help to be like, yeah, no, give me more of A instead of B, and then give me more C instead of A, and whatever, like that type deal. I need help fleshing out what I can't hear, because I can hear it, but I can't hear it. If you get what I mean. Writing down on a piece of paper for Misha. And Misha passes her index fingers across her temples, as trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. Suddenly, Shizune returns in a flurry of gestures. Misha looks daunted at the pace of her signing. Wait, please slow down, Chi-chan. Chi-chan says you're going to lose. Tell her I'll crush her in the world empire with my rebellion. Okay. Those eyes in her shine with a childlike mischief. Well, I would choose the best also character in the game. She's like a game master, so it would probably be a deep voice. But kind of kooky. I can do deeper voice. I was just trying to do Eins. I could do deeper voice. I can make an audition. I just put out a casting call. I can make an audition. You'll get a shitty voice actor for no money, and I get experience for you telling me, Jack, your dog shit. It'll be great. It'll be great. You can even hire somebody who's better than me for no money. His eye shine like childlike mischief. She says you have no chance and I keep playing. She says you have no chance if you keep playing like this. No, you won't. She has a point. Attack aggressively. It's a trap. It's smarter to play defensive here. I'm not gonna attack aggressively. It's a trap, Admiral Akbar. It's likely she doesn't want to trying to psych me out. Good luck for your career. Anyways, you have to go for now. Bye. Bye, Shiny. Bye. Hope you wish luck on your game and all your other stuff. Hope you luck. Goodbye. Night. Looking at the board game, I have plenty of good defense set up. And I'm not going to wreck it if I have something. I'm not going to wreck it by doing something reckless. 2 turns later, I lose the game anyway. I can't. Oh, wait. Okay. Those eyes for childlike mischief. Yeah. I'm gonna rig the game. 5 minutes later, I lose the game anyway. Oh God, no! I can't go back and change the chance. She doesn't adjust her glasses victoriously and allows herself to tentatively pump her fist into the air with celebration. What? Hee-chan, you lost when you allowed me to take North America. I mean, Chi-chan, not me. Getting control of North America is ambitious because it provides a 5 army bonus. But you can't attack from 3 fronts, so you must defend it all. I thought you had more guts. How disappointing. Ambition, Hee-chan. Your play needs to have more. Your play needs to be more daring. Ambition. I was really excited when you took South America, but when you switched to playing defensively, just because you gained a small advantage, it's no good, Hee-chan. You didn't take enough risks, and when you did, you didn't follow through. That's terrible, Hee-chan. Damn it. What is it if I can't place too carefully? There's no need for rubbing it in my face. I wonder if you even do any good for a student council. What is this, reverse psychology? I guess I don't have to worry about joining now or not. Giving up just like that? I expected more of you. Seriously? Is this like trying to taunt me or join student council? Besides, I didn't even want to join. It's only my 2nd day and I can't even make kind of a comment. I'm gonna make kind of commitment. I haven't even taken a look at the other clubs yet. And these two. A little weird. Fine, I'll consider joining the council, but I want to take a look at the other clubs before I decide. Really, Hee-chan? You're not just saying that to make it feel better? Yeah, I'm just not sure I want to. Aw. Okay, Hee-chan, but you're not gonna give up so easily. You said maybe, so there's still a chance that you'll be able to come around. Come on, we could really have fun. You can really play more Risk, and maybe one day you could beat me. Unless you graduate before that. Doesn't make me feel any less reluctant to joining you, you know. What? Surely you're not that horrible at board games. But we can play a game that you know then. It can give you a handicap. May have said that just to make you feel a little better after all. Aww, that's cool, T-chan. I take a glance at the clock at the wall and realize I spent far longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I have to go. I wanted to go to the library. Is it not closed yet? She suddenly catches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard can it be to determine whether the library is open? It's at the clock on the wall, right? It should be, unless the librarian absent. I think you're right, Shojou-chan. We think the library is open. It's on the second floor. You can't miss it. Do you want us to show you how to get there is? No, thanks. I'm okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. One flight up the stairs, and I run into problems. Second flight in the hallway, the carbon copy of the third and fourth one. Wide, and of course, a plain and one only way hobblies can be. The problem is that the library whereabouts are not as easily determined as one would think. Classrooms are marked with signs indicating which class they belong to, but there's a plethora of others unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them, or is it just somewhere down the hallway? But there's a better choice of direction than random. After I turn around one corner, the unmarked door dawns my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, just barely ajar so that I can only see what's opening and nothing else. What makes sense for the library door to inevitably open, as what we see as one that's not quite that, it's good enough. At the very least, it means that somebody's inside and I can ask for directions, no matter how embarrassing that is. I gently push at the center of the door, my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at the moment's notice. The feeling of being the outsider at the school can't be shaken from my mind, so much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong by anyone. The door slowly creaks open and groaning from a deep, deep sleep. Oh, it's much easier to open than I thought. Leaning over and poking my head further inside and gain sight in the room as fast as possible. Hello? On my lips is quickly snatched away. Oh, it's the blind chick! The hot, cute blind chick! This is not what I was expecting. I honestly let the door open fall to its full extent, taking in the sight of a solitary figure taking a center stage in an otherwise abandoned room. The situation steals voice, leaning and shrinking in the doorway, staring at the beautiful girl. Evidently having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts down her teacup and opens her eyes and doesn't look at me. Hello there. May I help you? Staring directly in front of her, her movements and lips seem to break the silence rather than her words. However, its soft, measured voice reminds me that she's being separate from the room itself. No, it's likely that she's the tallest girl who's ever laid eyes on. But among the foreigners I've met... she's likely the tallest girl I've met on, but among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi, sorry for intruding you. I was just kind of lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if she's carefully choreographed beforehand. Care to take a seat? Unexpected, considering that I intruded upon her. Thanks. I slowly stepped towards another seat opposite of her, the girl resting a teacup and saucer on a wooden table in between. That's not a wooden table, that's a white table. The way she doesn't track my movements with her head is telling. That, and the slightest cloudiness in her eyes mean that she must at least be partially blind, like Kenji. Come to think of it, voice doesn't have any distinctive accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. As I take my seat, her composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air is relaxed and confidence makes the silence entirely comfortable. My voice hurts so much. The calming atmosphere is so very different from the student council office. I take it that you're a new student at Yamaku? Yeah, I just transferred yesterday. With the distinct feeling that my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers, accustomed by her restrained bow of greeting. Restrained bow of greeting. One which I hastened to match before realizing the faulty of the action. I'm Lily Sato. Nice to meet you. Isao Nakai. She gives a nod before gesturing, roughly at the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Sure. As much it pains me, I can keep a step forward of formality of proceedings. She gives a kind nod, taking request of the stride. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea in the collection of supplies laid out among itself. A brush here, a brush there, her left hand often lightly touching the side of whichever container she's pouring into. It seems that the process she's followed dozens of times before. As I lean sideways to see her back, she seems to use a long, dainty finger to measure out the right amount of water in every cup. That's kind of not sanitary. It's one thing to see the different abilities students in my class have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seems to be adept. Jizuni and Misha have no problem working together to communicate with me, and Lily herself seems to have workarounds for problems I'd never even thought of. While I feel slightly guilty about her doing the work, she seems pleased to be following the correct process and preparing the drink. So, her soft voice brings me into the silent observance. Which room were you looking for? It's not often found a classroom is visited by another school. A classroom is visited after school. My school library. Excuse me, I mean, some classmates told me that it was on this floor. She finishes pouring water into the teapot and she nods. Small metallic tapping coming from the teacup indicates a being stirred. I'm aware that Miss Hakamachi, as most are as most students. To be of them means you're in 3-3. No, that's right, in the science room with Mito. She gives me a small giggle before sitting down on the teaspoon, and slowly walking towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand. He's quite the character. I imagine you'll come to like him. Most do. She sets down the tea and gently takes a sip of the tea. I really am more a coffee person, but it seems to be a rather bad moment to bring that up. Nonetheless, it smells quite nice. I hardly think it'd be hard to choke down. Thanks. Thanks, Sato. It tastes really nice. She smiles and quickly waves her hand in front of her face. Lily, please. There's no need to be so formal. She says in the spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. Oh well. I guess I should try a little harder and ask her about herself. As it really does seem as if she's catering to me. So, which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third-year classes. Correct. I'm class 3-2. Which is on the 3rd floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi, Mr. Miyagi, and is specifically for both blind and partially blind students. I see. Sorry. I feel like slapping myself with a faux pas, looking at her face, though she doesn't seem like the least bit put off by it. My, there's no need to change your speech for my account. Sure. Sorry, I guess I'm still showing my newness here. An environment like this would be a big change. So, I can't fault you for it. While the same can't be said for everyone, we come to terms with our conditions. A category which is including her, it seems. All too ready to jump ship from this particular topic, I segue into another. You just come here to drink tea often? It seems like a really nice place. Thinking on it, it might be her version of a place behind the school that's like to have at lunch. I come here fairly often during lunch times. My duties and class responsibilities don't leave enough time for official club, so a friend and I use this room for having tea. Class representatives, huh? Compared to Shuzune, her mannerisms must be most completely opposite. While Subzai is blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed and calm, almost aloof. Come to think of it, it might be useful for a less biased view on the student club's behaviors. What kinds of clubs is there to join? More popular ones are the track and field club, which yours is the field near the school during lunchtimes, and the baseball club. And the book club in the room near the library. There are also numerous small ones, though, such as the art club and music clubs. At a time when I'm just wanting to get off my feet, reaching into a club right away seems slightly unappealing. I wonder if the school shares the same rules as the old me. Is it compulsory to join a club? It isn't, though. It is encouraged. Ah, good. That's a relief. I really let down my guard and let this girl let such a thing slip out. The fact seems slightly amused her. Not wanting tea to get cold, I finally started drinking, and as Lily does the same. As I look out the window over my host shoulder, I notice the light coming into the room with a distinctly orange tint. Dude, you're the one closer to the window. You're not looking over her shoulder, you're looking over your shoulder. Even here, time doesn't stand still. Huh? Time's gone so quickly. Oh, the time's gone so quickly. Sorry? That's right, she's blind. Of course she can't see the sun is setting. It just looks like the sun is setting to start. It seems to come as a surprise to her. She must have lost track of time. Sorry, Hisao. I didn't mean to keep you from the library for so long. I quickly moved to ally her concern. It's so weird to say that. Oh, no, it's okay. The library's still open, isn't it? She pauses and thinks for a moment on it. Probably something I shouldn't have asked Shuzune when I had the chance, but Lily seems likely to know more in any case. True, it's open until 6:30 during weekdays. A quick glance at my watch confirms that we still have enough time to get there. I thought about going in that case. It'd be nice to have a talking with you, Lily. She smiles and gives a deep nod, and hands still neatly folded on the table in front of her. It was my pleasure. Oh, come to think of it, shall I show you where the library is? I couldn't possibly ask for more help. I should be able to find it, right? Well, unless my navigation skill fails me, which they seem to have a habit of doing. Oh, it's all right. I was going to talk to the librarian in any case. I could introduce you. This is better. This is getting better and better. It's pretty hard to deny her offer. If you're sure, then that'd be great. Thanks. As she stands up and follows me, she takes hold of a straight, retractable cane that had been slipped in the handle of her bag on the floor. As if she stands up to follow me, she takes hold of the straight, retractable cane that has been slipped in the handle of her bag on the floor. Compared to the crane the boy in my class had, Lily's looks much thinner and longer. He must use it for support, whereas Lily is for navigation. Together we leave in a peaceful room and enter the empty hallway all the way to the library. Side by side, my pace carefully slow to match hers, she slowly walked through the hallway. It doesn't take long for us to arrive at the door with a warm-looking room, apparently situated at the center of the floor rather than on another wing. Ladies first. She gives an appropriate smile and gesture, taking lead as we file in. To the left is a wooden library counter. The library proper being on the right. It easily dwarfs my old school library. There's a distinct smell of old books giving a peace and almost old world air. There didn't seem to be a lot of students here. Considering the time, it isn't a big surprise. Everyone's probably either in school grounds or in the dorms. Yuko, are you there? Yuko, are you there? She seems to be in the air around the librarian. Doesn't seem to be present, and of course, Lily can't see this. What's unexpected is that it draws a reaction. Something from under the counter thuds against it, followed by a quiet wail. And with that, I think I end here. Next time, we're going to find out what this librarian's all about. We're going to do all of that next time. But if you have any suggestions on how to get actually good at voice acting, I will look at all of them. But in any case, If you like what you did, hopefully I'll see you again next time. In case I don't have one of what I'm doing, guess I don't see you. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Good night.